Welcome back to another episode of Millennial Lessons. It's a show where the young guys teach the old guys how things work in the world today. And what's your name?
I'm Channy Corzine. You can find me on all social media platforms with that name.
I am Lem Usita, and today we have an expert. What's your name, sir?
Kuji, not an expert, but nobody's.
No. You're an expert.
Hey, you're an
this
expert
is
on
our
this
show.
Nobody's fact checking.
Hey,
We don't fact check.
here's what's a fact. Life sucks and then you die. All right, there it is.
That was aggressive.
Kanye West said it, so I mean,
Okay.
you know.
What are we talking about today?
The reason why we have Kua on the show. Kua has actually birthed a love inside of me for these things called sneakers. And so Kua has educated me on all things sneakers over the years of our friendship, has elevated my sneaker game from, a pair of Rainbows and Vans, which is, is fine in Southern California, up to where now I got a pair of Fear of God Converse 70s on my feet right now. And I got a pair of Concord 11 Jordans up in my room.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that means.
Yeah, so I would like to say that I am a sneaker hair follicle at this point. I'm
not a sneakerhead.
I'm not a sneakerhead, but I'm a part of the sneakerhead family.
I mean, that's not really a thing though. A sneaker follicle.
I'm making that up.
All right,
but
anyways, we can start it.
Yes. So Kua, just first of all, tell us where you're from. You got to put it on for the place.
I'm from the Valley J, the Bay Area.
Yep. 707, say it backwards.
Yes, sir.
And so, Kua, can you just explain to us really quickly what is a sneakerhead? For, you're talking to someone who has no context of what a sneakerhead is. Sensei.
Okay, well, sneakerhead essentially is somebody who loves sneakers.
Okay.
Essentially a sneakerhead, but it's a little bit more than that because you could love sneakers and not be a sneakerhead.
Okay.
Sneakerhead is basically somebody who spends a lot of their time buying and reselling sneakers.
So it's like time, money.
It's time. It's investment.
Yep.
It's knowing whether or not to sell at the right time. Wait a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. What shoes to buy? What shoes to not buy?
Yes, exactly.
The flip, the resale, all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, and so, do you buy shoes just in your size?
Well, here's the thing. There are a lot of coveted sizes. Like a lot of coveted sizes. So 13 up for a really, really nice pair of shoes or a coveted pair of shoes. Those are going to be a little bit more or a little bit less expensive.
13 and
because
up,
nobody wears 13 and up.
Yeah, unless your name's Todd King and you're walking around with clown feet.
Yeah. But
shout out Todd King.
Happy belated.
Anywhere from 9 to 11, 12, those are the sizes that people generally wear.
So would you buy a pair of shoes that is not your size?
If my plan was to resell a pair of shoes, if it was a really big drop, or I knew the resale value was going to be double or triple the price of what the actual what the retail price is, then I would try to buy it.
What is it? We have a young bull. A young bull. That's another episode. We'll talk about what a young bull means.
Yeah,
It means a younger kid. His name's Evan Potter. He is a little bit of a sneakerhead himself.
Mm-hmm.
What's his phrase? He wears I asked him what size shoe he wears, and he said anywhere between 7.5 to size 12. It's a joke, but basically he was just yo, if I can get a pair of shoes that are coveted and that I want,
he'll wear them.
I'll smash my feet into them. I have to, or I'll stuff them so they fit.
Yeah, I mean that's going to the most.
Yeah.
Personally, I wouldn't do that. I would buy a pair that was expensive and was going to have a lot of resale value.
Okay.
And sell it, or try if I didn't get my size. What a lot of people do is they do size swaps. So if they're not able to get their size, they get another size, and then they try to trade with somebody else who might not have gotten their size.
Okay, you had mentioned before that you could buy a pair of shoes at retail, and then you can kind of figure out whether they're going to be double or triple.
Yes.
How do you tell me about that?
So essentially, a lot of, or the big resale value is a lot of big drops, and what I mean by that is a lot of shoes. Let's take Jordans for instance. If they have, if the shoes are very significant to who Jordan was as a player, those shoes are going to be a lot more than just a general
shoes that he actually wore.
Yeah, so
style
the Concord
11s
that just came out.
Okay.
The ones that
came out.
Yeah. So they re-retro.
Right.
And so those right now are only going for maybe $285, $295. So the resale value isn't too crazy, but we bought them for was it 220?
No,
210.
210. Yeah, 210.
Oh, so they've already gone up.
Yeah, they've gone up.
Just a little bit though.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
Well, like okay, but like Kua, if you have so these ones they're like re-retro is what Kua just said. They were dropped in 2018, so they're 2018 Jordan 11 Concords is like what they are. But like if you got like an OG first round of like production,
so
of
like
Concord
the first,
11s.
so what's essentially the same shoe. It can be the same looking shoe, but just made in a different year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not sure when the first Concord came out.
Well, it was 40. It was after he came back from retirement.
Yeah,
so
after he came back from retirement. But basically, those shoes, the ones that came out, like those will resell for, I don't know, maybe like $500, $600, as opposed to
pair of shoes.
Yeah, as opposed to was it $295 for the recent releases?
The reason why they're expensive is because like the exclusivity of them. Like that's what makes shoes expensive.
It's because they don't make that many.
Right. Right.
And
so
then, and then everyone buys them up right away.
Yeah.
So you kind of create demand for them even before they come out.
Exactly. So
okay, so how do you track that?
Hype?
No, how do you track shoes and prices and?
Well, shoes. Well, they usually have a calendar. They usually have a list of everything that's dropping that year.
Okay.
There can be like if it's too far out, there can be rumors of what's gonna drop.
Okay.
Like, I think that these shoes might drop again because they dropped 3 years ago, and it's probably gonna be that time frame.
And so.
And then how do you go about like trying to find out how many are gonna be in each production? Like you just like do your research.
I mean, you just do your research. Like for we'll go back to the Concords.
Right.
There's about 1 million pairs that were made,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's why the resale value is a little bit lower because a lot of people were able to get their hands on them.
Okay.
Right. And then so like let's say right now I got a couple $100. Like for example, my favorite shoe of all time is the Jordan 11 Space Jams.
I can't even fathom a favorite shoe.
Well, so my favorite shoe is the Jordan 11 Space Jams just because of my childhood.
Oh, we should put the picture.
Yeah, we could do that. So
I can do that.
It'll be right here.
It'll be floating somewhere.
Right here.
It's gonna land right there. Anyways, so the Jordan 11 Space Jams, I want those shoes so bad.
Okay.
So Kua, what would I like? Where would I go? How could I go about? Because they're there, they're out there. Someone's got to be selling them.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't have this right now,
Mm-hmm.
but let's say I had a couple $100 to blow on a pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Where can I go find these Jordan 11s?
So
Space
they have.
Jams.
You'd have to look in your city. A lot of like trusted and popular resellers online. You can get them online.
Like what are some of those resellers?
Sites like StockX.
Okay.
Sites like Goat, Grailed, but Goat and StockX, from my understanding, are verified. So they have people who check the authentication of the shoe. So like somebody can't just send you like a fake pair that looks really good. Like they have actual teams that will look into the details of the shoe.
And then they leave a little like zip tie looking tag.
Well, that's for
it.
StockX. For Goat, you have like the little emblem sticker that they'll put on like a little piece of paper.
Okay.
And then they give you like an authentication card.
Wow.
Cool.
In the box.
Because then there's a bunch of people that are making fakes.
Mm-hmm. Even fakes of the tiles. So just because it has a StockX tile, or just because it has a StockX whatever
little
it has,
tag,
that does not mean that they are authentic.
oh my goodness.
Because they're making fakes of everything.
Well, we can post all of that in the show notes, wherever we put those.
Download StockX if you're trying to get some hype beast sneaks.
All right. So if anyone has any questions for you, Kua, how can they get a hold of you?
At Kua G, at KUA_G at Instagram. That's the only social media I use.
We want to know what your favorite sneakers are, so drop your favorite sneakers in the comments of this video. Cool. What's your favorite sneakers?
Sneakers, I actually just bought them yesterday.
What? I didn't even know this.
Yes. The red ones.
Yo! Congratulations, my guy.
That's a real woman
Real quickly. What are bread ones?
Bread ones are like...
What does bread mean?
red is just a combination of black and red. So black and red.
Not a piece of bread. So
Yes, not a piece of bread.
emoji lesson.
So bread. These are one of the first Jordans that ever came out. There were like
Obviously.
specific
Jordan
colorways that came out in the Jordan 1 silhouette.
Those are hard.
And
They're
the first
so
time
dope.
Jordan stepped on the court, he wasn't allowed to play in them in the red or banned ones because the NBA said that they were too flashy and the
Right.
colors were not allowed.
Bro, and now you got guys walking around like highlighter pink, like all the shoes
No,
Puma's
exactly.
out there making look like.
It's
oh,
come a long way.
goodness. Yeah.
All right, cool. If you have any questions, hit them up. If you have any questions for us, you can email us at millenniallessons@gmail.com.
Yeah. Or you can slide in those DMs on our Instagram.
Right on.
Peace.
Peace.